was swallowing funny and I tried to talk. Hello YouTube! Today on the Naughty Librarian, I am bringing you a pretty much new releases book haul. So, again, collected more new books. Some of them are from the publisher, some of them I'm just excited about. Pre-orders came in, I am so pumped. And I could like chit-chat about other things, but like really I just kind of want to just talk about the books, so I'm gonna do that. First, I have Here to Stay by Adriana Herrera, and this was lovingly sent to me by the publisher Harlequin. Thank you so much for sending this to me. And oh, it seems like a great like enemies to lovers romance. Oh, I'm so into this. We're following Julia. She moved to Texas from New York with a boyfriend, and the boyfriend ditched her and moved back to New York, so she's like, well shit, I'm stuck in Texas, but hey, I got a job here that I really, really love. I run a charitable organization from a big fashion house somehow. And then in comes Rocco, a fellow New Yorker, who is there to like help the company go public, and he's just like, oh, well, lady, like I'm getting rid of your job. And she's like, what now? No thank you. And so she has to like kind of prove how running the charitable organization is like really good for the business. And of course they're going to butt heads. Obviously he's like shows up, he's like, hey lady, I'm cutting your job. And she's like, well, you can just fuck right the hell out the door. And you know, and then romance somehow. So it's enemies to lovers, it's contemporary, it's also diverse. This is a POC author and a POC main character, and I love it. I'm so into it. I kind of just want an enemies to lovers romance right now. I'm just like feeling the vibe. So thank you so much, Harlequin, for sending me this. You guys, oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, this next book, I got it in the mail, and like I had like a mini bookish freak out because I was so excited. You guys, I got an arc of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. You guys, I have the arc. Thank you so much, Tor. Tor sent me the arc, and I was like, oh. I feel like that's really like the only way to describe my emotions was that sound I just made, because like this is one of my most anticipated reads of the year, and I have it in my hands. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's kind of a Faustian tale, mind you. Usually, I really dislike Faust. I hate Faust, actually. I'm just gonna be honest. I hate the book. I hate it. I've had to read it so many times, and I hate it. The concept of the story is great. It's about a young woman named Addie LaRue, and she makes a deal with the devil. She basically wants to be immortal. And he's like, cool, you can live forever, but I'm also cursing you because no one will ever remember you. And she's just like, well, shit. So we're following her life over like maybe 300 years and how no one remembers her ever, but she's still alive. And then eventually we get to the present, and she's probably going to meet someone who can remember her. So it's a very interesting kind of deal with the devil story. And I mean, it's V.E. Schwab telling the story, so honestly that's a big selling factor. And I still have the book pre-ordered because I wanted it anyway, so it is pre-ordered. And I am excited that I do have the arc. But in the arc, it's not the completed, final copy, because there's a lot of pages where there's supposed to be art here, and it kind of tells you a little bit about the art, but it doesn't show you the pictures. So I still have it pre-ordered because I want all the artwork. But oh my gosh, I have it. It's one of my most anticipated books. Thank you so much, Tor. You guys are the best, and you sent me this, and I'm gonna go hold it forever. I love it so much. I also picked up a copy of La Bizona by Romina Garber, and I've been a Romina fan for quite a while. Romina wrote another series that has 4 books in it, the Zodiac series, which is like campy fun. I really liked it. It was under a different name though, Romina Russell rather than Romina Garber. And that's a fun series. I mean, it's definitely YA, but it's campy, and I enjoyed it. And this one seems really cool because it's kind of about immigration in a way, and undocumented people, and also werewolves. So I'm like, it has cultural relevance and it's got werewolves. Yes, I'm totally in. We're mainly following Manuela. She is a young girl. She is undocumented, and she is kind of hiding out from her father's creepy Argentinian family. And so they're hiding out in America, and, they're hiding from some big bad. And things go awry. Her mother gets arrested by ICE. Her grandma gets attacked. She has to figure out what this big bad is. And it turns out it's, like, magical shit. Because in this world, like, families, like, they're, like, a daughter and a son that are born will be, like, a witch and a werewolf. And then she's like, but I'm not a witch, I'm a werewolf, so there's some things here. But yeah, it's like a whole thing about immigration and undocumented people and their struggles, and also werewolves. So it has a lot of things going for it that I'm way into, so I'm so excited to read this. Okay, so I got Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. But it's signed, so there's that. But, I had to get it. I don't care. I mean, Twilight, does it have problems? Yeah, it's got a lot of them. But when I read Twilight, way back in the day, like in college, was I obsessed? Yeah. It's good for what it is. It's stupid. And that's kind of why I liked it. But then again, I have not read it since college, so that was a while ago. I had to get Midnight Sun. I had to do it. I'm gonna read it. Mind you, 10 years after the first one, so I have a different brain now. Who knows how I'm gonna feel about this one, but like, there's that glutton for punishment side of my soul that's just like, you need to buy that. So, here we are. And this book is thick. It is way longer than Twilight is. Which is odd because this is the same book, it just from the other person's perspective. And it's 658 pages. Oh my god. Okay, so is this like the whole saga from his perspective, or just the first book? Okay, you know what? I don't know if this is like the whole saga from his perspective or just the first book, because this is way longer than Twilight. I'm not sure, but you know what? I gotta read it, okay? I just got to. I have to do it for my own sense of completion. I mean, say what you want about Twilight. They were international mega successes for a reason. And also, I've read other books by Stephanie Meyer. She did write a couple adult books, and honestly, they weren't bad. I think like her writing style is very readable and enjoyable. So I don't know. I'm gonna read it. There's sometimes in life you just see it and you're like, I know it's bad for me, but I'm gonna do it anyway. That's Midnight Sun. I know it's bad for me. Gonna do it anyway. I also got a copy of By Force Alone by Lavi Tidar, and honestly, I have been so amped for this book for months now. I am so excited. It's kind of a reimagining of the Arthurian legend, but Guy Ritchie style. And I mean, Guy Ritchie did make a King Arthur movie, which everyone hated, but honestly, I kind of like it. Like, it really wasn't that bad. Everyone, like, wants to shit on that movie, but, like, watch it. It's honestly not that bad. I kind of enjoyed it quite a bit. Coming into this knowing it's, like, Guy Ritchie kind of criminal type story, but also about Arthur, and I was like, I'm intrigued. And I'll just read you, like, the little blurb because it's so short. And it is, everyone thinks they know the story of King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table. The fact is, they don't know shit. Arthur, an overpromoted gangster. Merlin, an eldritch parasite. Excalibur, a shady deal with a watery arms dealer. Britain, a clogged sewer that Rome abandoned just as soon as it could. So it's kind of like a satire of the King Arthur story, and I'm so into it. Like I've been so into this story since I heard about it. Like, I think the beginning of this year I heard this coming out, and I was like, ooh, yes, in. So I finally have it. It just came out recently. I did pre-order it, but I didn't pre-order it by much. I pre-ordered it by like a week. So technically it was pre-ordered, but it wasn't pre-ordered for a long time before it came out. But it's pre-ordered, and it finally came, and I'm excited. I also got a copy of The Space Between Worlds by Micaiah Johnson. This is a debut sci-fi, and I've also heard that it's queer, and really good, surprisingly. Well, not surprisingly, just really good. I've heard good things about it so far. And it's basically a story about the multiverse. Basically, multi-dimensional travel is possible. But the one caveat is that you can't go to another dimension where you are alive in. You can only go to dimensions where you don't exist in. Enter Kara, our main character here. Her extra dimensional selves are really good at getting killed because she gets to go to a lot of worlds. So take that for what you will. And so she's like an interdimensional agent. She goes around like solving mysteries. And then I think some of her other selves start dying mysteriously in mysterious circumstances, and so she has to figure out like who's killing her other selves. I'm in. I really like this concept. I've heard really great things about it so far. It has a really cool idea. Like, I'm totally fine with multi-dimensional travel. I hate time travel, and this isn't time travel, so I'm okay with that. I'm okay going different dimensions. I just don't want to see time travel. And this got a lot of really cool ideas behind it. It's a debut, and I've heard great things, so I'm super excited about it. This seems actually really good. Last new book I got is Star Daughter by Sveta Chakar. I'm not sure if I said that last name correctly. I'm sorry. First of all, cover, gorgeous. But it's about this girl named Shatal, and she is half star. Her mother was a star. I guess some celestial entity that is a star. And her dad's human, and her mom went and lived back in her constellation, and she's just living with her dad. And as she grows, she still has these like celestial powers, and whoopsie daisy, she hurts her dad, and she's like, oh no, I gotta fix this. So she goes and finds her mom, and she's like, listen, you gotta help this guy. And she's like, great, that's cool, but like, you need to do me a favor. And we got this big competition going, and we need someone to like fight to the death. And she's like, wait a minute. So the stars are having a big battle, and they're like, hey, you gotta be the champion. And she's like, fucking fine. If I do that, will you fix my dad? And they're like, okay. So she goes and beats the champion. I don't know. I just haven't really read a lot of books involving like celestial star-like entities. And that's the part that's intriguing me the most. I mean, yes, there is Stardust by Neil Gaiman, but I haven't actually read the book. So, I can't really compare it to that. But yeah, the whole celestial concept, the idea that her mother is a star, and that whole concept seems super cool. So yeah, it's just a book on my radar that I think might be fun. It might be a cool YA fantasy. I'm not sure, but it seems like cool. I like the concept. Alright, so those are just a few books I have got recently. I am so excited for them. Thank you to the publishers who sent me copies of books. The pre-orders came in. And yeah, there's a lot of different things in this little book haul that I'm like super pumped about. Let me know in the comments down below. Have you got any new books recently? If so, what were they? Or what do you have pre-ordered right now? What do you have that's coming soon that you were so excited about? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye!